story is short, and I hope you will enjoy it. Okay. But, thank you. The book is dedicated. Teresa picked this story too, by the way.
I didn't want that one.
Yeah. Okay. Did I Fell Off Old Spot is the title. Billy, Frank, and Sarah are coming home next week, Butch said as we rode along on our horses. He got his pilot's license, and they're flying from Denver. Billy Frank was Butch's older brother. Sarah was his wife. Butch's daddy was Ferdinand Franklin Foster, and he had named his boys after himself. Butch always said Billy Frank got the lucky name, and he got the other one, Ferdinand Aubrey. I could see how he would rather be called Butch. Plus, it just suited him. That's good, I said. They staying a week with y'all? I guess so. I'm going to be a pilot too when I go in the Army, he continued. This was a very lengthy conversation with Butch, I thought. Usually we rode and said little. I like to focus on my horse and keeping outlaws at bay. Richards was a hotbed of renegade activity, with danger lurking around every street corner. The Dalton gang had been rumored to use the old Hamilton place as a hideout. Of course, I had started that rumor. It was late on a hot summer afternoon, and we were making our usual ride on the dusty dirt roads that were the streets in Richards, Texas. Butch was riding Prince, his beautiful Appaloosa pony that said thoroughbred in every movement. I was being carried along with the uneven gait of my paint horse named Spot. I had often suspected that Spot had a checkered past that would have matched her coloring of large brown splotches against her dirty white scraggly coat. I didn't care though. I loved that horse. During the summer, she stayed behind our house in an area that was fenced around the pond. I fed her every day and brushed her whenever I rode. I loved the smell of the leather saddle and bridle and blanket that we kept in the shed, which was partly a garage. The saddle was Paul's, my grandfather on my daddy's side, and he had used it when he rode shotgun at the Texas prison farm over in Crab's Prairie. I was lucky to have a lawman's saddle. I was one of the good guys for sure. Hey, Butch. Hey, Sheila Ray. A boy's voice called. Come on over and play with me. My train set is working good. I've got some new pieces for it, too. We turned to see Bobby Wetzel running toward us from his house, which we had just passed. Prince gave a little snort as Butch tugged at his reins to stop him. Spot stopped when Prince did. She automatically did everything that he did. That annoyed me some. I wanted to think that I was in charge of my own horse. Hey, Bobby, I said, don't get too close to Spot. She's pretty dangerous. Butch laughed. Bobby made a face. That old nag, he said. She's too feeble to kick anybody. Where'd you get her anyway? An old folks' home for horses? He laughed at his own joke. Shut up, Bobby, Butch said. That old gal's got a lot of spunk left yet. I'd back up if I were you. Yeah, I said, go on back and play with your trains. Butch and me are making our rounds for the sheriff today. We're protecting the town from the Dalton gang. You should be a little bit nicer or we'll let them rob your trains and you too. Now I'm scared, Bobby said. Never mind. I'll go see what Neil's doing. He's a railroad man like me. With that, he started walking back to his house. Butch and I rode along in silence. I tried not to let him see that Bobby had hurt my feelings. I gave Spot some extra pats as we rode, just in case she had understood what Bobby said. Butch broke the quiet. Hey, remember when your mama made you that birthday cake that looked like a train? That was the best birthday cake I ever saw. Yeah, I remember. It was 2 years ago for my 9th birthday. She spent a week making individual love cakes for everyone coming to my party and then wrote their name in different colored icing on each cake. She connected the loaves together like a real train set and put them on cookie tracks on the big table in the dining room. She had seen that done in a magazine and said she could do it herself. That was some cake. It sure looked good, Butch said. My car was chocolate. Too bad the cake had gotten so hard you couldn't eat it. But Mama said that looks were all that mattered. We rode past the Richards Baptist Church and waved to Brother Jones, who was mowing the grass at the parsonage. I thought he looked grateful to see that we were patrolling the neighborhood. Or possibly he was thanking God for some other small favor. My grandmother Ma always thanked God for small favors whenever Brother Jones finished his sermon every Sunday. She wasn't a big fan of his. We trotted along the last street on the town's perimeter and headed for home. As we passed the McCune house, I saw Tina Beth and Sarah Catherine playing in their front yard. Butch waved and kept riding. I pulled Spot to a stop. Tina Beth strolled over to us. She was looking particularly fine today, I thought. Someone had tried to tame her tangles of unruly curls with brown barrettes that matched her hair color. It wasn't an entirely successful effort, but it was a look that definitely worked for her. She had on blue shorts and a matching sleeveless shirt, barefoot. She had great feet, too, I noticed. Everything about her was just right. Hey, Sheila Ray, she drawled. You and Butch out guarding the town for all of us? You bet, I replied. We heard that the Dalton gang was on the loose, so we've been keeping a close surveillance. Have you seen anything unusual? As a matter of fact, I have. She pointed in the direction of our school, which was directly across the street from her house. We saw a suspicious car drive up to your ma's house a little while ago. You better check it out. She smiled. If you want to come back and eat supper with us later, Mama wouldn't mind. I looked in the direction of my grandparents' house and saw a small figure making hand signals from the yard. Butch had waited for me while I talked to Tina Beth and followed my gaze. Sheila Ray, he called. I think that's your cousin boy baby, isn't it? I nodded. That's him, all right. I didn't know they were coming today. I guess it's a surprise. I looked down at Tina Beth and saw that she was still smiling. Watch me ride like the wind, I said. Save me a plate for supper, little lady. I'll be back pronto.